Hi. So I need to say a bad word, and I know I shouldn't, but I kind of need to anyhow. School. I know, right? That's a terrible word to hear in July. But I've been having nightmares about school, right? That's crazy. Um, Thankfully, wearing clothes in all my dreams, so I do have that going for me. I couldn't get in the building. Everywhere I went, I couldn't get in the building. It was hilarious. Well, it wasn't hilarious, but it was hilarious when I was awake and thinking about it. But anyhow, so I know it's early and I really don't want to think about school itself, but I want to talk about what this school year maybe needs to look like for you and your family. And maybe it's not what it's looked like in the past. I talked in some videos about helicopter parenting and how that causes a problem for the kids and for parents. So, this would be a great time to set some new boundaries. Um, it would be a great time to let the kids be part of that school prep. Like, if they're old enough, they can pack their own lunch. If they are um, old enough, they picking out their own clothes. Um, some of those decisions will help you because it's one less thing you have to think of. And I think you should think about where papers and that go, and where anything that needs signed goes, so that if your child is old enough to actually give you those things, which definitely third grade and up, they should be able to give you, but otherwise you may need to check their backpack. But um, let them take some responsibility. Let them play a bigger part in their own life. And that independence that you teach them doesn't mean that you're being lazy, and it doesn't mean that you don't care. In fact, it's just the opposite, actually, because you are willing to set some boundaries. You're showing how much you care because you know that it's better for your kids to do it that way. And you know it's better for them to participate in getting ready for school and taking some of their own responsibility, because you don't need to make every decision for them. So I know it's a little early. I know school's a bad word, but I encourage you to start thinking about what that may need to look like in your life. And are there some things that you need to say no to? Are there some committees or some volunteering? I'm not saying don't volunteer, but maybe you volunteer more than is right for you. Is there some way you can cut down a little bit but still participate and be helpful to others? Is there a committee that you don't need to be on this time? Is there a responsibility that you don't need to take? Is there something your significant other could be doing to help with everything? Maybe a role a little different than what what normally happens, and that could go either way. Like, both of you might be ready for some changes because it's what each of you needs. So I know you don't want to think about that bad word, but I do encourage you to start kind of mentally thinking about what could you do to make your life easier so that you don't feel stressed and you don't feel overwhelmed and you don't feel always behind. And it's not a good thing to not have any downtime. Like, it's not good to say, oh, I got this. Like, that's not a badge of honor. Actually, that's kind of sad, right? And I've been there, done that, have had days like that. It's not new to me. I've run down information from my mom. I'm like, oh, I gotta do this, and then so and so has to be here, and so has to be there, and then we have to do this, and I have to take care of that. It's normal, but it shouldn't be quite that normal. And so I encourage you to take a look at what this next transition in your family needs to look like, and what's in the best interest of your mental health, your children's mental health, your significant other's mental health, and how are you going to make sure that you still take care of yourself, because it's a long school year, and if you don't make sure you incorporate some of that, your teapot's pretty empty by the end of the year. So just some things to think about. That's all I have this time. Bye.